So I've got numerous garden chores to do today. We've gone through 3 weeks probably of a lot of rain every day, and so it's hard to get out into the garden and get stuff done. So what I decided to do today was I was just going to set my timer on my watch. Let's see. So I set it for 60 minutes, and I'm going to do as much as I can get done and hopefully beat some of this heat this morning, and we'll see what we get done. I'm going to stop off here at the green stalk. This tomato plant, I've showed y'all staking it before. So it has been staked here at the bottom, tied up, and now it's tall enough where I need to do that again. So I need to check both of those, and that's where I'm starting at. Well, my husband came out and helped me, and so what I'm fixing to go over was accomplished by 2 people. And so we worked for 60 minutes, and luckily we beat the rain out. I had no idea that it was going to storm this early today, because typically we get thunder showers later in the afternoon. But we just had a really big one. In fact, I captured it on video, and so if you love the sound of a relaxing thunderstorm, stay tuned, and I'll put that in at the end, and you can sit and relax and listen to it. But I just wanted to go over what we did in the 60 minutes together. My husband came by and used a shovel to get the grass out of the flower beds. So that's one of the things we needed to do. With all the rain, the grass is growing really quick. Also, our annuals. I knew this was going to be a chore that we had to deal with this season, but they were growing into the shrubs, and you don't want that to happen. So if you have annuals, make sure they're not growing into your perennials or your shrubs that you're needing to keep around after they're long and gone after this year. You don't want them causing any damage. So the begonias had a couple of limbs that were growing into these abelia, and we literally just kind of went around the yard. So same thing with these petunias, they were growing into the abelias. So we may have to come back and do it some more, because like I said, these jazzberry grow 3 feet wide, and the abelias have grown in quite a bit since last year when we had them. All right, I probably am going to come back and prune on this hydrangea. Like I said, the rain's just too much for it this year. We got out some weeds that were in this flower bed. And then this, y'all, I didn't show and didn't want to show us doing this because I'm not sure that I could say this is the best move ever. I'll try to insert a picture here of what this hydrangea looked like before. It was literally like just laying on top of itself, and we have another week of forecasted rain like we've had for the past 3 weeks, where it's a quarter to a half an inch of rain every day, and this the stems were totally bent over, and I don't want them then hardening off in that direction because they're supposed to stand up. So as soon as we started kind of pruning off the tips of the blooms, it immediately lifted some of the weight off, and the stems and the limbs rose back up to their natural position for the most part. We also are going to need to come in with some copper fungicide and treat the black spot, but we've got to find it to get dry enough and stay dry for a couple of days so that we can treat it without it just getting washed back off. Hopefully we didn't do any permanent damage. I know it'll eventually grow back out and won't be a problem, but it is not as pretty as it has been, and that kind of makes me sad. And over in this bed was mostly grass control, trying to keep it out of the flower bed and doing weeding. And then here in the back we did, let me go around to the other side. Here's a scabiosa. It's an annual scabiosa that is, I need a support or something for it if we're going to keep it. Yarrow that we cut back with the Chelsea chop, this area gets weeds really bad, and so we spent most of our time weeding and cleaning up this yarrow. It looks so much better than it did before. So that about sums it up. A lot of weeding, a little bit of pruning and maintenance, and that's what we did in 60 minutes. I hope y'all enjoy this rain shower that y'all are going to get to hear, and that it'll help you just relax and enjoy all that nature has to offer. Have a great day.